So we're here, as you all know, to talk about happiness. Specifically, is it a measure that we can rely upon? Can you trust people who even say they're happy? Is it something that will make any difference to the nation's well-being?
The way I see happiness, and maybe it is the vocabulary, it's so interchangeably used with contentment, resilience, any flourishing, any number of... So I think we need to know what you mean by happiness.
You know, one mustn't slip into defining a means to the end. We're trying to discuss the end. The end isn't anybody coming together.
No,
the end, if I may say so, is, of course, not short-term highs, and our feelings go up and down. But we're interested in basically us over a long period.
There's things we can change and things we can't change. I work in the workplace, right? I know a bullying boss damages people. I mean, profoundly damages people, right? We can change that.
Yes.
I know the evidence is clear. There are hundreds and hundreds of studies show that people consistently work long hours, they will get ill. That is clear-cut evidence.
But imagine if, for instance, we know that people are unhappy if they're bullied at work, and yet, as a government, your stated policy is to shrink employee rights and extend employer rights. Does one have a responsibility, if you're going to use a happiness index, to rethink that policy? I mean, how much should this encroach in other policies?
That's the point
That's
this
the
gentleman's
point.
raising,
Yeah.
and that's a really important point. If the purpose of this exercise is only to measure it and not to invest in what we find is wrong, then it's a PR exercise, a political PR exercise.
I think you'll have a happier society if you drive down these discussions and decisions to the people who are really concerned with it, not to committees, not to measures, and not to indices.
I'm a believer in the pursuit of a happy workplace. I suppose all I've tried to say in my intervention is let's pursue it. Let's have an idea what it is. It's good the government, I think, is trying to, putting it on the table. We can it's something we can kick them for, but actually good on them for doing that. I mean, it takes some bravery on their part for that. Am I going to at that kind of mezzanine level of this debate? I'm shoulder to shoulder with Richard. Where I can't go with him is up to the Benthamite utopian heights.
It's a really good debate. I mean, you had the full spectrum. You had Richard Layard making the utopian case for happiness. You had Yasmin Alibhai-Brown saying she didn't believe a word of it, and then all points in between.
I thought the debate was brilliant. It was just really interesting. I mean, there was plenty of points that I didn't necessarily agree with, and there was also plenty of points where I did think, yeah, maybe they've got a point.
I found it immensely thought-provoking. So some things which I thought it completely reinforced my view, and other things which I now will probably go away and think about and think, yeah, maybe I hadn't probably thought of that before.
I thought it was really interesting that we disagreed. After talking through all of this, I realised that when it comes to the workplace, the happiness agenda works for me. When it comes to society, the country, the wider population and politics, it still doesn't work.
It's about informing policy and the impact of actions, how that influences society, how it influences the employee relationship. So it's important.
It was urgent, it was friendly, and it was funny, and the audience really enjoyed it. It was great.